Hey YouTube, I want to give my opinion on some of the things that happened at the Grammys last Sunday. To be honest with you guys, I did not watch the Grammys. I don't watch award shows at all anymore. I haven't watched an award show in its entirety since 2007. Award shows just aren't as fun as they used to be anymore. The vibe isn't the same. The performances aren't the same. The music isn't the same. It's just not the same feeling that you had back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. It used to be an event for your family to all get together and to watch the BET Awards, to watch the VMAs, to watch the Billboard Awards, to see your favorite artists perform and to see them get their awards. But to be honest with you guys, it's just not the same. Your favorite artists barely show up anymore, and when they do, they only show up for a few moments. They don't perform. They just go to get their award and they leave. They're not walking the red carpets anymore. Not even just that, guys, but people just don't watch TV like that anymore. With social media taking over everything, with everything being more personalized and hands-on with social media, people just aren't watching TV the way they used to anymore. Most of us get our information or our updates on Instagram or Twitter. We live stream or we use streaming services. But for the most part, I don't think people are watching TV like that anymore. And, it is what it is, right? So, like I said, I didn't watch the award show, but I did get some updates via Instagram and Twitter. And basically, a few huge things happened at the Grammys. First of all, Megan Thee Stallion was like the first rapper to get a certain category. Like they were the first women. Beyonce and Megan were the first women to win in a rap category. I forgot what category that was, but they set a record or they made history, Megan and Beyonce. And I have to say how proud I am of Megan. To lose your mother, to be a victim of gun violence, to be bullied and harassed in the internet all year long. It seemed like there was a Megan hate train. It seemed like there were people out to tear Megan down. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but the more Megan becomes successful, the more people seem to hate her and bully her and try to tear her down. And unfortunately, that's when you know that you're really a threat, and that's where you know that you're becoming successful. When people try for anything to tear you down, the media, the bloggers, people in your life, people in your circle, when people literally try to tear you down, when they see you becoming more successful than they expected you to be, when they see you making friends in higher places, when they see you breaking records and getting number ones and making money and, climbing the ladder, when they see you doing that, unfortunately, there are going to be some people who would try to tear you down. And I've noticed that with Megan. But Megan had a very successful 2020 despite all the bullshit. She had at least two number one records on the Billboard Hot 100. She won 3 Grammys on Sunday, and she broke records with Beyonce. And I know Megan has to be ecstatic, not just because of all the hard work that she put in and for all of her hard work to come to fruition, but a lot of y'all don't know that Megan was a huge, huge fan of Beyonce. When Megan first came out, before she was as popular as she is now, she always expressed how much she respected Beyonce, how she wanted to collaborate with Beyonce, how Beyonce was someone that she looked up to for years, even when she was younger. And for Megan to get her first number one single with Beyonce, and for her to get her first Grammy and to break records with her Beyonce, with Beyonce, it just shows how things just always come full circle. And I expect to see Megan continue to rise to the top. And we'll see what happens with her. Not only that, but Beyonce herself broke the record for the most Grammy wins of any singer. Beyonce now has 28 Grammys. That makes her the most decorated Grammy singer in the Grammys history. And I have mixed feelings about that. To be honest with you guys, I don't think that the Grammys is a reflection of our culture. And when I say our culture, I mean hip hop, R&B, Black culture. I don't think that the Grammys are I don't know what goes into choosing who decides to get the awards. Like, I don't know what the selection process is for them to decide who these judges are, who these voters are. Apparently they're a group of musical experts and things like that, but I don't know who they are. I don't know what they look like. I don't know their backgrounds, but clearly, with all of the snubs that we've seen, with all of the just plain robberies that we've seen, it's clear that the Grammys are not very in touch with our culture. And there were times where I feel like they are just not getting it right. And that's just my opinion. That's the opinions of a ton of other people. When your favorite artist doesn't get the award you think they deserve, of course you're going to think the award show is, rigged, or they're just not in tune with our culture. But at the end of the day, it is their award show. It is up to them to decide. Like I said, I don't know what goes into choosing these judges into choosing these voters, but we are the ones who gave the Grammys that validation. We are the ones that put the Grammys on the pedestal. So because we put them on the pedestal, we gave them the power to decide who's deserving of these awards. So ultimately, we have ourselves to blame for the Grammys, because who decided that the Grammys were the ultimate was the ultimate highest honor in the musical world? Like, who decided that? We gave them that power, and now they have the power to tell us who deserves what. So ultimately, we have ourselves to blame for that. So where was I going with Beyonce? Obviously, y'all know that I'm a huge, huge fan of Beyonce. If you haven't guessed it by now, I'm a huge fan of Beyonce. You guys love when I post Beyonce videos. I noticed the difference in my videos when I post about Beyonce versus when I post about other people. So you guys know I'm a huge Beyonce fan, so I say this with love. I personally feel like the Grammys pulled a stunt last Sunday. Because I think the Grammys knew that people were fed up with them and that they weren't going to get the ratings, they weren't going to get the crowd or the traffic or the audience that they were used to getting. With people being upset with the Grammys, with all the negative press, you got celebrities pissing on their Grammys and pretty much discrediting the platform. I think the Grammys pulled a stunt on Sunday. How do I say this? Does Beyonce deserve her awards? Absolutely. Beyonce is the most hard, how do I say it? She is the hardest working woman in the business. A lot of people don't know this, but Beyonce has been working since she was 9 years old. People think that she just came out with Destiny's Child. People think that she just got to the top overnight. People think that everything that Beyonce has is just handed to her. But people don't know the amount of work, the amount of dedication, the amount of effort and pain and sacrifice, and just she put her entire being into her career. She gave up a lot for this career. And even on her mother's Instagram page, she said that Beyonce actually started when she was 7. Vocal lessons, rehearsals, being in the studio, the first to come in and the last to leave out. A lot of people don't know that Beyonce and the group that she was with at the time, they actually applied for record deals and they were turned down multiple times. They've been booed on stage. They've been denied. There were fashion designers that didn't want to work with them. They had to sit at the back at the award shows at one point. Beyonce literally started from the bottom and she gradually got to where she is now. Beyonce has been in the music industry for over 24 years. And time again, she has put out the most top tier content. Like, when Beyonce does something, she sets a standard and she sets a trend, okay? So is Beyonce deserving of this recognition that she got on Sunday? Absolutely. I felt so vindicated to see Beyonce get on that stage and say, I've been doing this my whole life. I've been working since I was 9 years old. This is a dream come true for me. This is something that I've worked so hard for and that I've dedicated my whole life to. And if you guys know anything about Beyonce, she works tirelessly 16 to 18 to 24-hour days where she's literally not going to sleep, not eating. There were times where Beyonce says she worked so long that she forgot to eat. She forgets to go to the bathroom. She forgets to take a break. She doesn't go to sleep. If you watch any behind the scenes footage of her, all the way back to the 90s, all the way through the early 2000s, all the way through the 2010s, and even with Black is King, you guys can look at her interviews, you guys can look at her behind the scene footage, and you can see how hard this woman works. Even when her body is bleeding from cuts of, where she, I remember her jeweler saying that Beyonce worked a 12-hour shift or a very long shift, even though the jewelry that she was wearing was cutting her, bruises and, just things like just working tirelessly through the pain, through the fatigue, through everything, because she's very specific about her craft. People just don't know the amount of work and dedication that Beyonce put into her career for her to get to where she is now. And there aren't a lot of artists that came out at the time that she came out that are as relevant as she is today. Beyonce is still getting Grammys, even though she started her career 24 years ago. She's still getting awards. She's still anticipated. She's still selling out stadiums. She's still going on worldwide sold out tours. She's still trending. Like, Beyonce is the epitome of success, and through her hard work, through her graciousness, through her humility, through her professionalism in her class, through all of that, she has been able to have longevity in this career where you can have the fame 1 minute and it can be gone literally the next. So I absolutely 100% believe that Beyonce is deserving of the recognition. However, I have to be honest and say that the Grammys lost all credibility with me when they snubbed Beyonce for Album of the Year twice. There was a big upset when Beyonce was snubbed for her self-titled album for Album of the Year. And then it was an even bigger upset when Beyonce was snubbed Album of the Year for Lemonade. Even the person who won the award, who was Adele, and I absolutely love Adele and respect her and love her music. I think she's so talented and gifted. Her album was absolutely amazing. But even Adele got on that stage, and for her acceptance speech, she clearly stated that she felt Beyonce deserved that award. And if you guys don't know, Album of the Year had not been won by a Black woman in years. Now, I don't know if a Black woman ever won Album of the Year, but either a Black woman never won it, or it hadn't been won in decades. And it seemed like the Grammys were just denying Beyonce that award. They just don't want to give her the top tier Grammy awards. So what's the value on the other Grammy awards if you can't give her the top Grammy award? And not just give it to her, but acknowledge that she earned it. Look at her numbers. Look at how she trended. Look at how it reset the culture. Look at how people are dropping their albums now. When Beyonce dropped Self-Titled, that changed the way albums dropped forever. She dropped an album with absolutely no promotion, no single, no speaking of it. Everything was secret. She dropped it in the middle of the night with a music video for each song. And ever since then, now all of a sudden, all these other artists want to drop surprise albums with no promotion. But nobody does it like Beyonce. And Beyonce set that tone. She set that trend. And I just don't know I don't know how to express it. Like, for the Grammys to ignore the impact of Beyonce's albums, to not give her that recognition, I feel like it was a true slap in the face. And obviously there were other artists before Beyonce who had been snubbed multiple times, and then there are artists who, currently are being snubbed. There are artists who haven't even been nominated, who deserve to be nominated, and you have to really ask yourself, how credible are the Grammys if they are clearly getting this wrong? Um, I was more so about Beyonce. I was more so happy about Beyonce getting recognition than I was happy about her getting the awards, because the awards at this point to me, they just seem valueless. Um, if you're going to give Beyonce an award, give Beyonce an award for what she deserves. Don't just throw an award at her because you need to make headlines or because the ratings are low and you need to make headlines the next day. Give Beyonce an award for the awards that she deserves, okay? I love Beyonce with all my heart, but to be quite honest with y'all, I don't think Black Parade should have won that Grammy over the other songs in that category. I truly feel like the Grammys did that because they knew that Beyonce getting the most Grammy wins would make headlines and would make the show trend. And it did make Beyonce trend, but the show still had really low ratings because people are sick of it. You should have given Beyonce Album of the Year for Lemonade. If you weren't going to give it to her for self-titled, you could have at least given it to her for Lemonade. Don't just throw out pity awards just to save face, because I feel like that just lowers the value of the awards. Now, Beyonce was obviously, I don't know how Beyonce felt about it. I truly feel like she went to the Grammys that day. First of all, she didn't announce that she was coming. She turned down a performance, and she came at the very end and she snuck in. She didn't announce her arrival. She didn't walk the red carpet. She came at the very end, and it seemed like she was trying to like sit away from the view of the camera until the camera obviously went over to her table. And I truly feel like Beyonce went to the Grammys to support Megan, of course, and to pick up her daughter's Grammy. Now, here's something very, very interesting. Blue Ivy Carter, Beyonce's daughter, won a Grammy, obviously because the music video for Brown Skin Girl won a Grammy. Blue Ivy is accredited on the song, so it's her song as well as Wizkid and Beyonce. So Blue won her very first Grammy at 9 years old, which is insane because we all knew that Blue was going to be successful. We all know that Blue was going to carry on her mother's legacy. We all knew this from the moment Beyonce announced her pregnancy. We all knew this. And for Blue to get this Grammy at 9 years old, she is the second youngest person in history to get a Grammy. And a lot of people were upset about that. They feel like Blue doesn't deserve the Grammy. They feel like Blue didn't do anything to get the Grammy, which to me, it sounds like just jealousy. A lot of the people who were saying that were people who were upset that their favorite singer didn't get a Grammy. People need to understand that your age shouldn't determine if you can get a Grammy or not. Your Grammy is based off of, well, it should be based off of the song that you are accredited for. Blue Ivy, Wizkid, and Beyonce were all performers and composers of the song Brown Skin Girl, which was an amazing song. I love the song. My nieces love the song. It's a beautiful song, and it's an even more beautiful music video that celebrates all skin tones of all over the world, and it just uplifts Black girls, girls of color, in times where we are constantly degraded and devalued and disrespected. The purpose of that song was to uplift. And first of all, Black is King was snubbed at the Grammys. That entire film was absolutely beautiful, and I wish Beyonce would have gotten a Grammy for it. That's why I can't really get too excited about B getting this Grammy, because she deserved a Grammy for Black is King, but she didn't get it. And it's like, why don't y'all give Beyonce the Grammys that she deserves, but you want to throw these other Grammys at her that I don't even think Beyonce was even expecting to win for Black Parade. Anyway, but yeah, Blue Ivy is a part of Brown Skin Girl, the song. She's accredited on the song. So if the song won a Grammy, Blue most certainly deserves this Grammy. And Beyonce was extremely proud, first of all. And it's just so crazy how Beyonce started her career when she was 9 years old. And I bet she never imagined that her future daughter would win a Grammy at that very same age. That moment had to feel so surreal and unbelievable and amazing to Beyonce to not only break multiple records on that night, but for her daughter to get a Grammy as well. Like, it's like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Beyonce wants Blue to be like her? Because if you guys watch Black is King, if you watch The Homecoming, if you watch just go look at Beyonce's entire discography since Blue was born. Have you guys noticed that ever since Blue was born, she has been featured on every single project Beyonce has done? Blue was in Self-Titled. She was in Lemonade. She was in um The Gift. She was in Black is King. You guys can, like, if you guys watch Beyonce's behind the scene footage, Blue is in the studio with Beyonce. She's in dance rehearsal with Beyonce. She's writing songs with Beyonce. um Beyonce is clearly grooming her daughter, or coaching her daughter, or whatever you guys want to call it. She's leading her daughter into the footsteps of her own to become the next Supreme. Like, do y'all think that B wants Blue to be like her? Do y'all think that B wants Blue to be a performer, to be an artist? I remember a long time ago, B said that she would never want her kids to be famous. Like, she would never want that lifestyle for her kids. And for the most part, Beyonce keeps her kids hidden, and she's very private, especially when it comes to her family. But have y'all noticed with Blue? Blue is always with Beyonce on music video sets, photo shoots, in the studio, in dance rehearsal. It seems like Beyonce wants Blue to be like her. And I won't be surprised if Blue went to Beyonce one day and said, Mom, I want to do this. I want to be a performer. I want to be an artist. I want to be an entertainer like you. And I feel like once Blue told B that, that was just Beyonce giving herself permission to lead her daughter into that direction. And I'm just so fascinated by Blue Ivy. Like, I just see her future being so freaking bright. Like, I see her doing acting, I see her doing singing, I see her doing rapping, I see her doing choreography. Like, Blue is already a dancer. Like, if you guys go, there's video of Blue performing at her school. Like, Beyonce is clearly raising her daughter to be like her. And it's like passing down tradition. Like, if you guys listen to Bigger, which is on Beyonce's The Gift album, Beyonce is saying, you know, you have my blood in you, you're gonna rise, pass down the fruits that was given to me. Like, she clearly wants her child, or she's clearly leading her child into the direction to take over and to follow in her own footsteps. So I'm very curious to see what Blue Ivy becomes. You know, it's going to be very interesting. And it's so cute how Blue is drinking out of her first Grammy. Like, that is a flex, okay? Let's forget how much we dislike the Grammys, and let's forget all that shit and just think about this for a second. Beyonce started at 9 years old, and now her 9-year-old daughter has a Grammy. She's the second youngest person to ever have a Grammy. Blue Ivy is also the youngest person to ever win an NAACP award, and she's also the youngest person ever to win a BET award. And it's like we're watching Beyonce grow up all over again. Like, I'm telling y'all, do not sleep on Blue Ivy. Don't sleep on Blue. I've made a couple videos about Blue. I'm telling y'all, this girl's a superstar. Do not sleep on Blue. It's just crazy. This child has a freaking like, it's crazy. And she even looks like Beyonce. Like, it's just I don't know how to explain it, but it's so cute because I remember when Blue was a baby and Jay-Z won a Grammy, and he said that he got this Grammy as a sippy cup for Blue, and now Blue has her very own sippy cup. Like, it's just crazy how everything is just turning full circle. It's almost like their lives are like a story that we just can't believe. Like, it's a story, it's a movie. Like, one day we're going to have a whole film and a whole documentary based off of Beyonce, Jay-Z, and the whole Carter family. Like, this family is so interesting to me. There are a bunch of other families that are interesting to me, but I'm just speaking on the Carters for this specific video. But y'all, don't sleep on Blue. Do not sleep on Blue. I'm telling y'all now. Blue's future is very bright, and I have a strong feeling that, she's going to be a huge superstar. But yeah, that was my opinion on the Grammys. First of all, congratulations to all the winners. Everyone deserves to be recognized for their hard work. Everyone deserves to be recognized for their talent. That goes to all the artists who did win a Grammy, the artists who didn't win a Grammy. Regardless if it's a Grammy or a BET award, or even if it's just someone telling you like you're the best or you're amazing at what you do, we all deserve recognition for hard work. When you have a genuine love for what you do, when you're honest about your craft, when you don't cut corners, when you work hard, when you put in that time, when you put in that effort, when you have the talent, when you have the respect, and when you have the knowledge about what you're doing, you deserve recognition for it. Fuck a Grammy, fuck a BET award, fuck a Billboard award. It's not about the award. It's about the recognition for the hard work that you did. And that's what I'm more so happy about. I'm more so happy that these 3 Black women and this Black little girl was recognized for all of their hard work. And I would love to see more Black women and Black men recognized and appreciated for their hard work. But yeah, that was my thoughts on the Grammys. Like I said, I don't care about the actual award. I'm just glad to see these 3 get recognized for what they contributed to the industry. And like I said, I would love to see more artists who have not been recognized or who haven't been shown that appreciation. I would like for them to be publicly recognized and shown their and for us to show their appreciation for what they contributed as well. But yeah, that's it.